everybody, and welcome back with Kak. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some Japanese alcohols. So we've got a few things to try here. We've got a couple of beers, we've got some cocktails, we've got whiskey, things like that. And these are just some of the more well-known Japanese brands and such. And I thought I'd give it a try because, well, I'm an adult and I can drink alcohol when I want to, so I will. So we're gonna get into it. I've got a couple of the beers here. I'm not really a beer drinker. I much prefer wines and spirits, that's more my thing. Beer is just something you drink if you're a bloke, which I'm not a bloke. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the beers just to get them out of the way, but I figured I'd give them a try to see what they're like, because there are a few beers that I can tolerate, but I don't enjoy beer. I tolerate beer. I tolerate it to the point where I believe that other people don't like beer either. They're all just lying because it's horrible. Anyway, enough waffle, enough fluff. We're going to start off with Sapporo premium beer. I don't know which company makes this, but we're gonna give it a try. No, they are just Sapporo brand, but they do make different types of the beer. But well, here we go. Let's open it up. There's quite a lot of pressure on that can. It was sort of like bulging outwards as I tried to open it. Anyway, quite a large one, bigger than most cans I've seen. Anyway, it feels heavier, certainly. It's quite a chunky can, slightly shaped like a pint glass as well, with sort of like the curve. But enough about the can, we're here for the drink. Yeah, that just smells like regular old beer to me. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that tastes like lager. Really not nice at all. I don't like beers, I don't like lagers, but there's something to it. No. That, to me, is something I can enjoy cut in with other things like blackcurrant juice, lemonade to make it into a shandy, maybe some ginger beer. So I can enjoy it as sort of like a half and half kind of thing, but just drinking straight beer, definitely not my thing. Do not enjoy it at all. So I'll be saving that for mixers. Thank you very much. Okay, up next, another beer, as I say, to get them out of the way first and then have the nice stuff later. I'm going with Asahi Dry. We've had some Asahi things before, because many companies in Japan don't just specialize in the one thing they make. They branch out and do a lot of different things. So you may get Asahi beer and then enjoy an Asahi curry and finish it with a dessert of Asahi chocolate, with an Asahi soft drink. So yeah, this is the Asahi beer. So I'm gonna open it up, give it a try. Oop. It's fizzing, it's foaming away at the top there. I'm gonna see what it's like. Doesn't smell quite as strong or as lagery as the Sapporo beer. Very foamy though at the top. Well, let's get in there. It still tastes the same, still tastes like a beer, still tastes like a lager, but it's not as strong, not as bleh as the Sapporo. It's a bit more smooth, it's a bit more manageable. I'm still going to have to come back and cut it with something else in order to be able to enjoy it, but it's not as excuse me. It's not as flavorful as the Sapporo beer. So yeah, I could see myself maybe drinking that if I'd already had a few drinks and I was just like, you know, out socially and there was nothing else to drink. But I don't think I would enjoy it. Let's put it that way. I am definitely not a beer drinker, so I'm gonna take a pause here to deal with those, and we can come back and move on to the spirits and such in the next clip. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, next up we are moving on to the cocktails, and we have got Kirin Strong. This is a vodka-based cocktail, and it is peach and mango flavour, so we've got a little bit of tropical up in here. Let's just open it up. Hopefully we don't get sprayed by water like in the advert. Oh! That was a nice satisfying pop though as it opened. Oh yes, it smells like lovely peach. Oh, wow, yes, okay, that is strong. Before anything else, I could immediately taste the vodka in it. So yeah, there is definitely a kick to that. The fruit is good, very fruity, nice peachy mango tropical taste, but man is that a really strong kick of vodka. It is 9%, so you know, pretty hefty amount of alcohol in there. So yeah, that is a really good one. If you enjoy cocktails, then this one is, you know, probably one to go for. It's very flavorful, but you know, it doesn't skimp on the alcohol mixed in there. So woohoo! So I'm gonna just move on. I'm not gonna have too much because, you know, pace yourself on alcohol. We're just doing some light tasting here. This one is a little bit of a step down. This is 5%, but this is Sangaria Kibun, and it is ume flavor, so this is plum. I don't know whether it's the sour plum or if it's just straight up plum juice in with it, but this is again a vodka based cocktail. So oh, that one's more of a traditional sound opening it. Not much of a smell to it, but it does smell sweet. So let's give it a sip. Not as strong as the last one, because the last one was Kirin Strong. Whew. But yeah, there's not too much flavour to this one, not too much fruity flavour. It's mostly has kind of like a seltzer flavour, like a tonic or seltzer water kind of flavour to it, so it's not very sweet, not very fruity. Yeah, this one has kind of a sour, bitter kind of flavour. So not my kind of thing. Out of these two, I would definitely prefer the Kirin Strong. Not only because of the stronger alcohol, but it has a much sweeter, fruitier flavour, which I think is much better than this one, which is mostly sort of like, again, tonic or seltzer. I'm not sure if I can figure out what's in with it. Yeah, I think it's just carbonated water, and you can taste, you know how when you have like fizzy water and it tastes like static? Yeah, you can taste that kind of thing in it. So yeah, those are the two cocktails I have for today, but I have a couple more that I will show you in just a moment, and I will transition to that now. Okay, and so to wrap up the video, I have two more sort of like cocktails, or at least alcoholic drinks to finish off. First off, both of these are Suntory, so that's from the Suntory brand, and we're going to start off with Strong Zero Cider. Now, cider is different in Japan to the rest of the world, and I say the rest of the world because it's also different between UK and the US. For anyone out there who isn't from the UK, cider in our country is always alcoholic. It's made from fermented apples and it has an alcoholic content. I believe it's considered a type of wine, and it can come in sweet and strong varieties. It can be sweet, it can be sour, and it is quite a strong alcoholic drink. I believe in America, for you guys, it's just a spiced apple juice. I think it's not alcoholic. I think for you guys to have alcoholic cider, it's called hard cider. All UK cider is hard cider. But in Japan, completely different. Over there, cider is more like a regular fizzy drink. It's basically just carbonated water, sweetened with sugar, and added fruit flavors or other flavors. It's similar to just sort of like a regular fizzy drink, or maybe like a ginger beer. It's not actually alcoholic, but the one that I have here is, because it's an alcoholic cocktail. It is 9% vodka alcoholic, and I believe it's basically just sort of like Ramune but alcoholic, so it's like a Ramune cocktail, I guess. So we're going to open it up. Whoa! Very fizzy. So yes, even though that can was completely stationary for at least a week, it still had enough fizz in it to overflow about half of the can out of it. So thanks, Starry Mart, for that. Really appreciate it. Well, that's a waste. Anyways, thing I immediately noticed from that was the smell, and it does smell exactly like Ramune. So I'm figuring that's what the taste is going to be like. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, much like the last cocktail, the Kirin Strong, the fruity flavor again is very much second to the strong vodka flavor of it. This is a very strong cocktail, but smells like Ramune. And aside from that, tastes like Ramune. So yeah, I can conclude that the cider is indeed Ramune, and Ramune, in fact, is considered a type of cider. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that one. It's Ramune, but with very strong vodka in it. So again, that is Suntory Strong Zero. And to finish off, we're going to switch away from vodka, but we're sticking with Suntory, and this time we have Suntory Highball, which is a whiskey cocktail by the looks of it, Suntory whiskey. And this is whiskey with lemon peel flavorings, so I'm not sure. I've never had a highball before. I've heard of them, but I've no idea what they are. I'm going to try and be a bit more careful with the opening this time. There we go. Let it out gently. Nice sort of like golden can going on there. Oh yeah, that smells like good whiskey. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that is strong. There really isn't that much flavour outside of the whiskey, but Yeah, it's got kind of like a smoky taste to it. I wouldn't say it's smooth, not a smooth whiskey. It's quite rough, but whew, yeah, that has a kick to it. It doesn't burn like straight whiskey. You don't get like the burn in the throat that goes all the way down, but it does have a kick. There is definitely a kick to it. And again, this is 9% alcohol, so again, quite a strong one. I would have to have something a little more to cut the flavour of that, because yeah, as it is, not much to it. It's mostly just, you're mostly just drinking watered down whiskey there, which, you know, okay, but I'd probably mix it with a Coke. One of my favourite drinks when I was a student doing the whole partying thing was Jack Daniels and Coke. I still enjoy Jack Daniels now, but I prefer Jack Daniels Honey because it's a little bit sweeter. I like something more on the sweet side. But this, as it is by itself, not what I'd go for. I'd have to mix this with something else to cut the flavour. But definitely quite a kick to it. Whew. So that is my first look at Japanese alcohols and cocktails. There are some other ranges, excuse me, more from Suntory and Kirin, who do soft drinks as well. I'm pretty sure we've had some of the soft drinks, but also do alcohols and cocktails. And sorry, this is making me very burpy now. It was very fizzy, so yeah, quite burpy there. But I'll look into some more in future, see if I can do some more tastings, especially if they're like assorted cocktails, because I definitely prefer cocktails to the beers. The beers were okay. I didn't really enjoy the Sapporo. The Asahi beer was okay, manageable. But I'm not a big beer drinker. There's only like a small amount of beers that I can actually drink and be like, oh, this is okay. But I did later, since the initial recording, cut them with some ginger beer, which mellowed it out and made it quite good. But yeah, that is it for my first tastes of Japanese style alcohols. I wanted to get hold of some sake, but sake is quite expensive, and I'd have to make sure I get a good one. I've had it before, but I want something with a little bit more to it. So I will keep looking and maybe come back to some things in the future. But for now, that is it for this one. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please do like, comment and subscribe, and let me know what you thought. If there's any other taste tests that you'd like my opinion on, if there's any videos you'd like me to watch and react to, any challenges you'd like me to do, or any video games that you'd like me to play, or if you just want to ask a question or say hello, then let me know down below. It's nice to know that I'm not alone out here. So until next time, thank you for joining me, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.